Welcome to Cog Wild, North Umpqua River Adventure.
In the fall of 2008, I set off on a 3-day mountain bike adventure to ride the Umpqua, the Native American word that means satisfied. After a 12-hour ride up from Los Angeles to Bend, I was Umpqua satisfied. Bend is a small city located in the southeast corner of Oregon, just east of the Cascades. That makes Bend a great place to ride. Some call it the mountain bike capital of North America. I would agree. Cog Wild was the tour company I booked my trip with. For around $500, I was sheltered, fed, shuttled, and guided onto one of the most scenic trails in the country. It's called the Nut, or North Umpqua Trail. 78 miles of mountain bike bliss. So after meeting up with my ride guides at Cog Wild, we were ready to go. The Umpqua is just a short drive southwest from Bend, but this day took a little longer. It was snowing. You see, I booked my 3-day trip for the second week in October, Cog Wild's last ride of the season. I can see why: snow and ice. It's pretty darn chilly. Very chilly. After setting up camp, our guides welcomed us to the Umpqua officially.
Hi, my name's Chris. I guide for Cog Wild Bike Tours. Spend most of the time over in Bend, Oregon.
Hi there, I'm Lev with Cog Wild Bicycle Tours.
We're here on the North Umpqua National Recreation Trail,
Commonly referred to as the Nut.
I'm Lindsay from Bend, Oregon, and we're in the Umpqua National Forest by the Umpqua River, and it's rad!
Hi, I'm Susan from Denver, and we are gonna ride the Umpqua.
Hi, my name is Steve. I'm from Scotts Valley, California, close to Santa Cruz, where this bike is made.
Hi, I'm Joanna from Chicago. Hi, I'm Valerie from San Francisco.
Doug Brown, Santa Cruz, California.
Hey, my name is John Matthews from BicycleOutfittersIndy.com. I'm from Indiana, and I'm out here at the Umpqua River Trail.
Are you looking for a label? Hope that you.
Today we're going to drive down the highway.
Cog Wild started out by showing us maps of the area and got us acquainted with what the next few days had to offer.
So we're going to be starting here at what's called the Marsters Trailhead, and we'll be on the other side of the river. We follow it past Calf Creek. It's kind of nice. It's we kind of go up each of these little drainages. There's a whole bunch of creeks that flow into the North Umpqua. So instead of just going over the creek, it tends to go up the drainage, then there'll be a little up and down, and you come back out to the trail, then you go in the next drainage. So there's some short ups and downs, it's kind of rolling. We will lose elevation throughout the whole day, but it's not like a downhill ride.
But like any river trail, it doesn't really seem like you're losing elevation.
You gotta earn it for sure. This is actually a pretty long day.
We were going to do the lower sections of the trail first because of the snow on the upper portions. That was fine for me. We saved the best for last, the dread and tear section. More on that later.
We got some pitas. You can kind of make a chicken salad sandwich. We got some.
Then it was time to get ready for lunch. We made some sandwiches and packed them away for later. We geared up, and then it was time to ride.
So here we are at about the halfway point on day one. It's just a beautiful view. Snow up top on the mountains. It's about 40 degrees. Feels kind of good. It's a lot of climbing. The soil's kind of soft, a little bit wet. No dust at all, but a little mushy. Keeps the tires good and slow, unfortunately, when you're climbing. That's what it's like. I'll give you a little view around me.
night, Cog Wild cooked awesome meals from scratch that even included dessert. To top it all off, they also had bottomless beer to drink.
All right, so welcome to day 2 of Cog Wild's Umpqua River adventure.
Someone's rolling by.
Day 2 was fast and flowy.
How much time? Tell me all about what keeps you ticking. We could sit.
It was just like a ride on a speeder with George Lucas through the land of Ewoks on Endor. Filtered sunlight, gigantic trees to weave around.
How would you know unseen you try?
And fern and moss-covered bridges and streams to cross.
You gotta watch it. Because what happens is you come into these bridges and it's real slippery, so you gotta keep the wheel straight onto the bridge. That's the way to do it. So here we are. Picture time. Now we're going to do the calf section. It's 3.7 miles. We just did 3.6. Then we'll do Panther, then we'll do Mott, and then we'll do Tioga. Cog Wild. It's the best.
With a few stops for snacks and water, we were off again. Time for some lunch.
All right, so now we're at a little rest spot here. I don't know what section we're going into next, but I think it's 10 miles, right?
This next section, the last section of the day, is about the same length as the last one we did. It's a little over 5 miles.
Very technical, very steep in places. You got about a 500-foot drop down to the river. So the trail really isn't terribly difficult, but if you mess up, the penalty's very great.
Penalty for failure.
Penalty for failure is high.
That last section we kind of got away from the river a little bit and into the forest. This next section is going to be along the river a little bit more.
Are you having fun?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. I mean, you just pedal my bike back for me though.
Well, it's more downhill.
Really?
You're all set.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's
good to
downhill.
hear.
The thing I like about this trail so much is, you get the really deep woods that are wet and rooty and rocky and mossy, and then you pop out onto some exposed, dry ridge, and it's completely different terrain.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
What was your favorite part today?
Not falling.
Not falling?
At the end of the trail, we had just one thing on our mind that promised hot springs. We drove back to camp and changed our clothes.
So here we are, got our towels, and it's freezing. It's in the lower 40s, which actually is better than freezing. But we're on our way back to the lava tube hot tubs. At least that's what I'll call them. It's a great, great day. 18 miles in on day 2. And apparently we got to cross the river on something pretty precarious. So it's going to be some good video, but here we go.
Look way far ahead.
We crossed the Umpqua on a log bridge, hoping not to get swept away. After a short hike alongside the Umpqua River, we headed up the mountain. At the top, we reached the volcanic thermal hot springs.
So here's the rest of the crew. It's what?
They said that they're hotter the higher up because the water cools.
Because of where it's coming out, right?
After a long, relaxing dip, we headed back for a lasagna dinner and a brownie dessert. Day 3 was bittersweet. The best was saved for last.
I'm stoked about today because we're going to do the Dread and Terror Trail. How many people would not want to go to that trail and do it with the name Dread and Terror? So I'm stoked for doing that today.
13.5 miles long, and then we're gonna connect to the Umpqua Hot Springs section of trail, which is another 4 miles long, so for a total of 17 miles.
The snow had melted, and the trails were perfect, and the views were amazing.
This is what the trail's been like. It's coming along through here, lots of up and down.
It's a steep one. How gorgeous is that? Oregon beauty. Woo!
That was Lamolo Falls on the Umpqua River Trail. I'm Kiwi Paul from Bend. Have fun.
Time to cut loose.
We're riding the Dread and Terror Trail. So far, it's awesome. And third day of riding, having a great time.
It's just the most beautiful thing. We had switchbacks that were covered in pine needles, tight ones where you got to feather the brake to get around them. A little bit of a drop on one of them. It was great. We crossed over the river on these really wonderful bridges. Beautiful views, waterfalls, anything you can imagine. The Umpqua has it. So if you're desiring technical, the upper is fantastic. If you're desiring interval training, the lower is great.
18 miles later, we got back to our camp, packed up, and headed home. Thank you, Cog Wild. I am very Umpqua. This is George Brown from Los Angeles, signing off.
Good times for a
Yeah, as I go over my handlebars as I'm waving.
See the look I've had can make a good man turn back.
Wow.
So please, 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 let me get what I want this time.